Hi everyone, I'm excited to share a project I've built called Beacon AI. It's a context-aware product chat assistant designed to help you launch high-quality AI copilots in minutes with a seamless RAG core, streaming responses, and flexible data integration. Let me show you how it works and what makes it unique. Okay, let's get started. So this is the landing page of Beacon AI. As we can see here, we can launch an AI assistant in minutes and let our backend do the heavy lifting. So as we already know, we can launch our AI assistant in minutes. But before explaining how exactly we can bring our AI assistant live in minutes, let me quickly show how exactly the chat window looks like and what are the other features we have with chat window. So to launch a chat window here, we have an option, try the chat window. So once we click on that, this is how the window looks like. So let me start with heading. Here it's basically at the chat assistance heading. You can name it whatever you want. I will show it in some time. And here we have the description. You can add whatever the description you need. And we have the logo here. This is just for branding purpose. And then we have the chat input here. And also we have the suggestions here. Suggestions are basically which can help the users to start with. So without delay, let me try asking a few questions. Let me start with what is Beacon AI. So usually right now it is taking around 10 to 12 seconds to get the response, but I'm trying to optimize it. So yeah, right now, as I said, it's gonna take around 12 seconds. So as we can see, it is able to stream the response and also it can be able to explain what exactly is the Beacon AI. So yeah, this is how the chat window looks like. And also we have few other features. So if I can go back to the landing page, here I have explained that streaming chat, as we have seen, it streams the message whenever we get the result from LLM. And the other functionality that I have added is markdown plus code highlight. So let's say if you have feeded any code document, then it will highlight the code. Maybe we have seen this kind of code binding in other AI applications like ChatGPT. And then we have feedback hooks for likes and dislikes copies. As we have seen here, you can like or dislike the message, and also you should be able to copy the message. Why do we have like and dislike? It's just for further evaluation purpose. And then we have smart suggestion, as we have seen in the beginning. Maybe let me reload. So as we can see, here we have suggestions section. So yeah, this is how the chat window looks like. And just to add a point here, this is just still in version 2. I have a plan for version 3 and version 4 as well. As we can see, in the plan version 3, I'm introducing MCP server and advanced security protocols. And in version 4, I have a plan to introduce the LangGraph agent integration and user memory. So, and also like I've added few points here. So yeah, that's all about the chat window. Now let me quickly show how we can bring any chat assistant live in minutes. For that, we just have to follow the 4 steps. The first, we have to register a company. And after registering the company, we have to add the products. Products are basically the assistants. You can add how many assistants you want. And then we have to connect our data. Data can be either in file formats like PDF, dockets, Excel, CSV, TXT, or you can say that I do not have the file. I can just provide my website URL. We will crawl the website using the URL. So then after we just have to run sync, then your chat assistants will be live. So then let's quickly start how we can bring the assistants live. So for that, I have the Postman ready. We do not have any UI to register a company or to add a product. For now, we just have to do it via Postman. Now, let me quickly start. First, as we know, we have to register a company. To register, I need an email. Let me give demo@gmail.com. Then I will say full name as demo. And the password is I will use the same password. And I don't have to provide the products for now. Let me register the company first. As we can see, the user registered successfully, and this is the client ID. See, whenever you want to build any AI assistant using Beacon AI, these are the two important points. One is client ID and another one is the product ID. So once we register a company, we get the client ID. So let me take it and add it to the environment. So client ID, we do not have the product ID yet. So let me remove it for now. So we have the client ID, we register the user. Now, after registering a user, as we know, we have to add the products. So products are again nothing but the chat assistants on what document or on what website you have to train the chat assistant with. So for this demo, I have this document ready. This I got it from Microsoft website. This just explains like what exactly is the generative AI. So this is a document that I'm gonna vectorize with for this chatbot. So yeah, let me add to add the chatbot. I mean, to add the product, we have to give the product name. So product name, let me take it as generative AI, and product description, maybe I will take this one. Okay. Yes. Now, product image URL, maybe I will not give any for this assistant. The product image URL is nothing but the image that we are going to display it here. So suggestions, I don't have to provide any for now. Let me add the product. As we already added the client ID, so we are good. Now the product added to the user successfully. If I try to get the user by email, so this is the email that we registered with. So if I use this email, that product should be there. So as we can see, the company is registered and the product is there. The product that we are going to add is generative AI. So with these changes, at least our product should be up and running. Obviously, it is not going to answer for any of your question, but at least you should be seeing your branding. Let us quickly see how it looks. So for that, I need to take the client ID, replace with CID here, and then take the product ID and replace the PID with the ID that you have copied. So enter. Now, as we can see, the no suggestions are there, but we should be able to see the product name and the product description. Now our chatbot is ready, but not with the actual chats. Meaning you can't be able to ask anything because still we haven't provided our document. So yes, now let's quickly start the next step. So the third step is connect the data. Either we can provide the files or we can provide the URL to crawl the website. In this product, let us provide the file as we already have it. So for that, I have to upload the document. This is the API that we supposed to use. And here we have to provide the file. So the file is this one. Let me execute it. Okay, I have to provide the product ID. As I've added the product, now I have the product ID. I just have to add it to my environment. Yes. Now it should be good. Let's see. As we can see, the document uploaded successfully. Then we have to sync it. Sync basically what it does is it chunks the document and then it will save all the chunks in the Cosmos DB. That is what it does. So let me execute it. As we already added client ID and product ID, so it should be good. It's gonna take maybe 10 to 15 seconds. Let's give it a time. As this is a big document, it might take some time. So as we can see, it has around 25 pages. And it has some kinds of images as well, right? So it's gonna take to extract the image contents and all. So once our chat assistant is ready, so we should be able to ask any of these questions. It's not only this document, basically you can upload any document. Let's say you have the product document or you have some legal documents. Literally, you can upload any documents and even you can upload the multiple documents. So it's still executing. Let's give it some time. Basically, what it does is like while chunking the data, it extracts the image content as well. So it might take few seconds. So if it is just a text document, then it's gonna take around 5 to 6 seconds. But as it has images, it might take a bit more time. As we can see, the document synchronization completed successfully. It read the document, it checked the document, and it kept everything ready. Now, what is the next thing that we're supposed to do? Now we have to vectorize it. This is the final step that we have to do. What the vectorized document does actually is it will take all the chunks and it stores in the vector database. So let me quickly execute it. So as I said, this is the last step that I have to perform. There might be like 52 to 60 chunks, if I'm not wrong, because as this document has around 25 pages, even if it take 2 chunks per document, it's gonna be around 50 chunks. So all the 50 chunks is gonna save into vector database now. So as we can see, document vectorization completed successfully. Now our chatbot or the chat assistant should be ready. Let's see whether it works or not. So let me reload it. As we know, we will not get the suggestions because still I have to execute this API, but I will do this in some time. But in the meantime, let's try asking the questions. Let me say hello. And in the meantime, I will also check what is the exact question that I can ask. Let me ask, what are the key topics covered in this ebook? Let me try to ask this one. Let's see whether it's gonna answer or not. Is the question again? Yeah. What are the key topics covered in this ebook? Let's see whether it's gonna able to answer or not. If everything went well, it should be able to give an answer. As we can see, it is able to give an answer. Understanding generative AI, building a generative AI team, and two other points. This is the exact same points that we have here. Maybe let's try to ask a few more questions like we can ask, let me search how to select the right model for our use case. Let me try asking this question. How select the right model for our use case. Let me try this one. By the way, this chat window is being inspired from Perplexity. So I like how they build their UI. So I just follow the same UI approach. Let's see whether it's gonna able to answer it or not. As we can see, it is able to answer two of our questions. It's exactly extracted from whatever been mentioned here. So yes, as we can see, this is how we can bring our chatbot live in minutes. And also let me try to ask few other questions and let's see whether it's going to work or not. As we know, we have trained this chat assistant with this document. With this document, if we try to ask any other questions apart from this document, it should not be able to answer. For example, let me try to ask, how many planets are there in this solar system? It should not be able to answer, by the way, but let's check. As we can see, I'm not seeing that in the document tab. Could you share a bit more details or the exact term or the section you are looking for? As we got to know that it is not able to answer apart from what it has been vectorized with. And also I've added Azure content safety, meaning you can't ask any questions, any irrelevant question or a question like how to kill an animal. You can't ask this kind of questions. Let me try to ask a question like that. How to kill an animal. If you try to ask this kind of questions, it will straight away reject the question. Let's see. It will not even take 1 or 2 seconds. It will straight away reject your question. Your message contains content that is not allowed. Please rephrase your query and try again. So yeah, this is how you can bring your chat assistant live. Now in the next assistant, let me show how you can bring your chat assistant live with your website. Right now we have seen is from the document. And now we can see how we can bring any chat assistant from your website. Let's say you do not have the documents and say that I have only the website. And so if you just give our URL, we will just scroll it and keep the data ready. Let's see how that works. So yeah, let me, as we know, like once you register a company, you can keep on adding how many other products you want. So I have already registered a company. Now I just have to add the product. The next product that I'm going to add is, maybe I can show, I have my own portfolio. I will add that one so that anyone can ask anything about me using the chat assistant. So this is the site that I'm going to crawl. So for that, I need to add it as a product first. So I will add it as Chandan's chat assistant. I will add description as ask anything about Chandan. And for this demo, I have the URL ready. Let me copy it. So yeah, paste it. Send. As we know, under this company, now we have two products. So if I execute this again, as we can, the first product is generative AI, and the other product that we have is Chandan's chat assistant. Now we just have to replace the product ID. Replace it with the new product ID. So with this product ID, our chatbot should be ready at least, meaning it will not be able to answer to your question. At least the branding should be good. Now let me try to replace it. As we can see, the heading got replaced, description got replaced, and even you can be able to see your logo. But if you try to ask you a question, it's not going to answer. But yeah, let me continue the further steps. As we have added the product, now we are not loading the document. Instead of that, we are crawling the document. For that, I have another API to crawl the document. Let me quickly open that one. So to crawl, just give me a minute. Yeah, this is the API for crawl document. For chunking the document, we have this sync document. For getting the contents from the website, this is the API that we should use. It basically crawls the document and checks the document. Okay, for that, I have the URL ready already. So if not, I will just call, this is the URL that we have to provide. I will just provide it here and limit how many pages you want to crawl. In my portfolio, I have only one page, so I will be using just one limit. So let me execute it. Even this is going to take few seconds. And by the way, I'm using Firecrawl to crawl the websites. So yeah, let's give it a minute. As we can see, crawl document synchronization completed successfully. As now we have the document and the chunk document, we just have to click on sync document. 1 second. No, not the sync. We just have to execute the vectorized document. Let me execute it. Let's give it a minute. As I said before, it's basically taking the chunk documents and adding it to the vector database. So as we can see, document vectorization completed successfully, and now our chatbot should be ready. As we can see, like we took almost a minute to bring the new chatbot live. So let me start asking the questions. As we can see in my website, I have my text stacks. Let me try asking the same question. So let me ask what Chandan's text stack. Let's see whether it's gonna work or not. As we can see, we are able to get the response exactly from what we mentioned in the website that we provided to vectorize. So it is able to get the answer. And also let me try to ask a few other questions. Let me try to ask what Chandan's AI, I can say milestone. Let's see whether it can be able to answer it or not. It should be able to, but let's wait. As we can see, it is able to get the response directly from whatever we mentioned here. So, and one more thing that we forgot is that the suggestions. Let me try to build a suggestion for this chat assistant, and it's gonna take around hardly 30 to 50 seconds. So let me open the postman, and for that we have this save suggestions. Just to add a point here, right now, let's say once we get all the content from the document or from the website, it is going to chunk the document. So let's say if we have 50 chunks, right now I'm taking only the top 3 chunks and to build the suggestion just to avoid the uh, time taken to build the suggestion. I have hard-coded the top 3. So you will be seeing only the top 3 suggestions for this demo, but in the production sites, we are not going to add this limit because each suggestion is going to take around 10 seconds to get built. So if you have 50 suggestions, then it might take around 5 minutes. So that's the reason I've limited it to 3 for now. So let's wait. It might take around 30 to 40 seconds. By the way, I'm doing all this in my local environment, but we can be able to run the same in the production or the hosted UI as well, meaning not the adding the products and registering company, but you can test your chat applications in the hosted site. As we can see, the saving suggestions completed successfully. If I reload the site again, we should be able to see the suggestions as here. So I worked on car inspection project, and also I worked on Azure services, and also I worked on chat work. So these are the 3 suggestions from top 3 chunk documents. Maybe like if we increase the limit, it can get more suggestions. And one more point to add, in this window, it will always display the random 3 suggestions. Right now we have only 3 suggestions. That's why it will always show the same 3 suggestions. But if you have around 50 suggestions, it will always show the random suggestions. So let me try to ask questions from suggestions. And as I said before, these suggestions helps user to start with the applications. So let me start with this one, open Azure services list in profile. So I have worked on many Azure services, so it should be able to list all those services. So yes, as we can see in my portfolio, I have mentioned these are the Azure services that I worked till date. So, and it's been able to mention the same. So yeah, that's all about how we can bring your chat assistants alive in few minutes. And let me quickly check, are there any few points or are there any points that I can add? So as we already know, we should be able to add these documents, or we can crawl the content from the website. For this demo, I've added only one document, but there is no limit. You can add multiple documents for the same chat assistant. And yeah, all we have seen is you just have to redirect to the beacon here and replace this chat ID and the product ID to open your new chat assistant and stream replies that we have already seen, feedbacks we have already seen. And as I've informed before, next I'm going to work on MCP servers and security protocols. And the next version, after version 3, I will be concentrating on agentic AI, or we can add the built-in agents to the to our chat window. So all these are on pipeline. Yeah, that's it. Thank you all. If you have any questions, you can directly message me. So yeah, we can wind up this session. Thank you.